Hey, this is Douglas Paul out, your health coach, and today I want to just show you a little bit more about fixing greens for yourself. You know, a lot of times we fix greens and we fix the same old greens, and of course we want to keep it lively and exciting. And so today we're going to cook up collard greens. Now, collard greens has many health benefits, and in the South they eat it a lot. It's a very great dish in the South, but I've been eating it over the years. One of the stores that I shop at, they always sell it. And I try new things, and that's the fun thing about cooking and fun thing about eating, especially now that you're getting healthy. And if you're on one of my programs and I have you losing weight, we're going to want to incorporate good foods that are very tasty, good foods that are very nutritious, and you want to keep your food exciting and new. So we're going to try collard greens, and we're going to be adding a little bit, we're going to be cooking it in olive oil with salt and pepper, and with a little bit of dill and a little bit of parsley. So we're going to come back in a few minutes. We're going to be chopping it up. We're going to saute this and add these ingredients. Real simple dish, real easy to make, and absolutely delicious. You're going to be surprised. I want you to try that and let me know what you think. If you're not on my newsletter yet, subscribe on that link below, or contact me on Facebook, Douglas Paul out. I am your health coach, and we're going to get you healthy. So we'll be right back. So getting back to our collard greens here, we were just finishing up making some millet, and getting back to the collard greens. You want to begin by taking off the stems. So I started taking off the stems here because, you know, they can get a little bit. You just want to cut them off. If you do anything with juicing, these are great to put in the juicer because they still get a lot of vitamin content and a lot of fiber. And then you want to just start slicing these things down. Sometimes you'll find that the stems can be a little thick. In this case they're not, but if they are, and you may want to cut them out. But in this case we don't have to, because we're going to be cooking this down, and it'll get nice and soft. But you're going to want to cut these into like bite-sized pieces. I usually go down the center here, real easy, and then go down here and down that side, and then just chop it. You know, just chop it into nice bite-sized pieces, because you don't want to have to cut this up once it cooks. Plus it'll cook nice and even that way. And I will also be chopping up the dill and the parsley. It calls for a cup of dill and a cup of parsley, and we'll be chopping that up finely, and that's going to be added to the combination toward the end of cooking this up. And once we get this all chopped up, we'll show you real quickly how you throw it in a pan, cook it down, then add the parsley and the dill, and how delicious it actually is. Okay, we're back. Then we have all our collard greens chopped up. We have all our dill chopped up and all our parsley chopped up. We're going to start by adding about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So that's about right. And maybe just drop more. I don't really measure. I'm not a measurer. That's why I don't bake. I just cook. And we're going to put this in here under medium heat. And we're going to saute this for about 3 or 4 minutes, start getting it a little bit soft. And then we're going to come back and put a little bit of, we're going to kind of coat this a little bit with the olive oil. And then we're going to cook this, like I said, 3 or 4 minutes. And then we're going to come back and add a little bit of water to it, and then steam it down and cover it so the collard greens get all nice and soft. And we'll be back in a flash. And so we're just coating it, and we're going to do a little pinch of sea salt, just a little bit on there. Just a little pinch of sea salt and a little bit of pepper, and we got it at medium heat. And like I said, we're just going to coat this so they kind of start wilting a little bit. Put that little bit of olive oil on that, and start breaking that down a little bit. And we'll be back in a flash. Nice and wilted a little bit here. We're going to add a little bit of water, and once again stir it a little bit. This is going to help to really cook it down. It's going to end up steaming a little bit. I might add a little bit more water here in a second, and then we're going to cover it. And just let it steam cook. You know, so just going to let that go for another 2 or 3 minutes until it starts. And you can watch it. Once it starts wilting a little bit, it'll change slightly in color. And then it's pretty much done. Then we just add the parsley and the dill, and it's done. It's real simple, and it's really delicious and amazingly healthy for you. A lot of iron, B vitamins, got your fiber in there. So like I said, just we want to keep on adding varieties to our diets. As we are getting thinner, getting in more shape, we want to add good nutritional values. Our cells are rebuilding, right? So whether we're detoxing, whatever program I have you on, getting into shape, getting into good health, you want to put fresh, organically grown if you can, or just some new types of foods in your body that are healthy. So we're about ready. Depending on how much collard greens, we actually steamed this for a little bit longer, but we had a lot of extra collard greens in here, so it was a little bit more. We did like maybe 5 minutes. Just mix it up. You'll see that they're kind of wilty. You don't want them too cooked. You don't, because you want them, it's still just. You just don't want them overcooked, basically. You can pull it off the heat. You're going to add your fresh dill and your parsley, equal parts. The recipe calls for a cup of each. I think we may have 3/4 cup of each, and then we're just going to stir it all in. And this is off heat, so it's just the heat and the steam of the collard greens is just what's going to just slightly cook the dill and the parsley, just to add a nice little flavor. And of course, as always, you want to taste your food and salt and pepper as needed. That's one thing good about becoming better at cooking, and you don't have to be an expert. You just have to do it. And I've messed up many a meal, but it's okay, because I learned. And every time you do it, you're learning new things, you're tasting new things, you're experimenting. You're making it fun, okay? That's what we want to do. We want to make this fun, we want to learn, and we want to get healthy. So you're always going to taste if you think it needs something different. And the more you do this, and the more you taste, you start getting a feeling for the flavors and all the different things you can add to it, and get real creative. And that's when it gets really fun. So I'm going to taste it in a second here, see if it needs a little salt and pepper, but that's pretty much the dish. As you can see, it's real easy, very tasty, very healthy. This is Douglas Paul, your health coach, and I hope you're trying these recipes at home and you're getting